GG's, we beat Dark Souls and the DLC. We did it. We did it. Yeah. That was fun. That was fun. I gotta say, whenever I had like heard of Dark Souls and watched Dark Souls before, it didn't seem that interesting to me. I knew it was a lot of repeated you died, you know? So I didn't really understand the appeal of it. But it's more like the learning process and figuring it out, along with the RPG aspect of leveling yourself up, which is obviously, you know, any kind of game. You figured out and you're like, oh, okay, I know what to do now. The worst part about the game was easily those sections where you have to run through long sections and again just to get to the next bonfire, just to get to the boss again. You know, those sections sucked, right? Like, nobody wants to just replay the same section over and over again, especially when you're losing your souls and you can't even, like, RPG aspect up higher. Like, that part, like, I understand there's, like, supposed to be a little bit of an appeal to that. Like, it makes your souls more important when you drop them, etc. But overall, I never felt like that was that important. You know, like, a lot of times you drop the souls, a lot of times, like, fuck it, just leave it. Like, who cares? You'll get it anyway on the next run. It's more important to just beat whatever you're trying to beat than to get those souls back. Crazy thing is, there are countless builds that completely change the combat, for sure. You love the world exploration and finding secrets aspects in this? Oh yeah. I mean, there are some stupid parts about it, like where there's invisible walls that have hidden bonfires, you know, like in the lava area. Like, that was a really dumb one, right? But once you do it, like right before Bed of Chaos, like if you don't know about that invisible wall for the bonfire, then you gotta do this long run back. It's just silly, right? Dark Souls 2 is a meme. Yeah, I mean, honestly though, I had a lot of fun with this. This Y10 was great. It was great, really great. You know, Morningstar main at first, when we had the Morningstar +5, and I was just bleeding out those rooftop gargoyles. That was great. I enjoyed that. But then once we got the Zwei up and running, it's kind of hard to stop using that weapon. It was too fun. Did you find the Sen's Fortress bonfire? I have no idea. I don't remember. I barely remember Sen's Fortress. Yeah, I didn't know that the bleed was even happening in the Morningstar. You know, there's a lot, like, this is my first Dark Souls game where I played it all the way through. So I didn't know what all those stats meant. Like, I didn't know that was a bleed thing from my own weapon. So now I've learned a lot about that kind of thing, right? How did you like the interconnected levels? That was cool. You know, because I played, like, I don't even know how much of Bloodborne I played. I played a tiny bit of it. But it was the same kind of thing where I opened a door and I realized, like, oh, this is now a shortcut, so I don't got to go through all that. I can just walk through this door here. You know, like, those kind of shortcuts, I wish that the game would direct you towards it better. Because a lot of times, if you don't know about the shortcut, you just miss it for whatever reason, then it sucks. You hate the game. And it's like, dude, all you gotta do is turn that corner and you would have had a shortcut. It's like, well, great, I didn't know about it. Now I gotta spend 45 minutes walking back to the whole damn thing again. Probably not enough time to start Dark Souls 2 or 3 before Elden Ring. Oh, for sure, I wasn't planning to. Yeah. I did go to Pain in the World, but I did not fight her at the end. Did he find the furtive pygmy? I don't even know what that means. There's a sick shortcut in New Launder that makes you skip all the drained areas. Skip all the drained areas. You drop down directly to boss? Whoa, that sounds cool. Yeah, I mean, this game, like, the cool thing about it is that there are a lot of secrets, right? Like, when you play Mortal Kombat 1 in the arcade forever ago, and you learn the fatalities, you're like, what? I didn't even know you could do that. How did you do that, etc. Like, that's cool. And this game has a lot. This game is fun. If I had to rate this game now, which is such a bizarre thing to think about, I think I would probably give this game, like... That's such a hard thing to think about. What would I rate this game? Out of 10? I guess I gotta give it like a 9. It's like a 9 out of 10. I think it's a 9 out of 10 game. Challenging. Like, the story's not there, right? But they give you like little bits of story. Music is cool, environment's cool, interconnected world is cool, combat's cool. Yeah, 9 out of 10. What would I give it? 10 out of 10? If this game had like a really compelling story to go along with everything else in it, then I would give it a 10 out of 10. The story though is like so bizarre. Like it's not really there, right? And then also the way some areas of the game are just really annoying. Those parts are also not that satisfying, right? Yeah, dude, if it's not in the game, it's not in the game. You know, it's like, oh, you didn't like this game? Well, you didn't read the books and you didn't fucking go on YouTube and you didn't watch the movie about it? No, bitch, I played the game, you know? So yeah. Anyways. Yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Like, lowest I would give this game is like maybe 8.5. I've read a lot of them, and even if that were the case, right? Like, let's say you're like 100% right. If you read every single item description, you'll be filled in with all the lore. That sucks. You know? Nobody wants to do that. That sucks. You know, they already have cutscenes and stuff to fill you in, right? Artorias and his dog and shit, that was cool, right? Like, that was the most fucking story thing ever. And that's why when you got to see Artorias in DLC, that was still interesting. You know, I didn't read like a bunch of fucking, oh, did you read about that fucking random ass shield you found from that one dude? No. Yeah. Miyazaki does that intentionally. He doesn't want to focus on stories, so the story's intentionally vague. Yeah, but that's why it sucks. You know, I mean, if you focused on it just a little bit more, like, it would be a more compelling thing for everybody. That's all. That's how I feel about it. This game's not meant to focus on lore. I agree. But at the same time, it's not much more, in my opinion, that they would have had to do to make it even more interesting than it already was. That's all. You didn't read the dung pie description? But then how are you supposed to know about who killed his mom? Yeah. Yeah. You still think Bloodborne does that aspect the best? That sounds good. Yeah, I mean, that gives me hope, right? Because I think, like, obviously I haven't played the rest of the games in the series, but the hope is that Elden Ring will be similar to this, but better. Like, that's all I expect out of Elden Ring. My bar is probably a lot lower than most people's because I don't have a lot of Souls games experience, right? So for me, it's just, if it's like Dark Souls 1, but a little bit better, in whatever way, great. You know, if it's, I mean, that's all I'm gonna really have to compare it to. All right, let's get on out of here. Dark Souls Remastered. GG. Oof. Damn, that was cool. Whatever. Catch you guys next time. Peace.